Hey guys, it's Faye from SolarFlow and I am back with an all-new video. Today's topic is a mini behind the veil energy read into a woman named Barbara Walters. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around, and if not, I am sure I will catch you at another video. Now, in case you are not terribly familiar with who Barbara Walters was, or if you are tuning in from another country, don't worry, I gotcha. We are first going to start by exploring some 3D information into who she was and her career. Then we're going to move on to the energy read of her. So we're going to start with some 3D information that I acquired off of her Wikipedia page. And just to remind you guys, it's not the full Wikipedia page. It's just kind of things that I had picked and pulled out of it that I think kind of build out a character profile into who she was, so we can have some understanding. But again, if you want to come to understand the fullness of her career, there's Wikipedia for that. If you want to learn just enough about her to understand what her contribution was, and then get to the juicy bits, the goods that the guides bring, you are in the right place. So here we go, some 3D information on Barbara Walters. Barbara Jill Walters, who was born on September 25th, 1929, and had crossed out of her body on December 30th, 2022, was an American broadcast journalist and TV personality. She was known for her interviewing ability and her popularity with viewers. Thus, she had gone on and hosted numerous TV programs, including The Today Show, ABC Evening News, 2020, and The View. She even had her own special called The Barbara Walters Special. Now, in addition to her long-lasting and illustrious TV broadcasting career, she was a working journalist starting in 1951, all the way through her retirement in 2015. She was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 1989, and later received a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2000, as well as a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2007. During her career, she interviewed every sitting United States President and First Lady, starting with the Nixons, going all the way through the Obamas. And in addition to that, she had also interviewed both Donald Trump and Joe Biden. However, it was not during their tenure as president. She had also gained acclaim for interviewing people such as Fidel Castro, Anwar Sadat, Menachem Begin, Katharine Hepburn, Monica Lewinsky, Hugo Chavez, and Vladimir Putin. She also is known for having created, produced, and co-hosted the program The View from 1997 until 2014. Now, in her personal life, she was married 4 times to 3 different men, because she actually had remarried one of her former ex-husbands, and then she subsequently divorced him again. And her last words were, quote, "No regrets, I had a great life," end quote. And those words were also engraved on her headstone. At the time of her death, she had an estimated net worth of $170 million. So that concludes the 3D information into Barbara Walters. Let us now explore her energy. Barbara Walters was a no-nonsense kind of woman. She had a lively mind and a natural innate curiosity about people, and that, coupled with her incredible work ethic, made her unstoppable. She really, and yes, I wrote really that many times, really liked people, all kinds of people, not just celebrities. And she liked talking to them, learning about their cultures and their stories. Because to her, people were like puzzle pieces comprising the fabric of society. And to her, being a good journalist meant learning about and understanding people. Therefore, it's no wonder she went on to host the Barbara Walters special, where she had interviewed interesting and notable people that were film stars and TV stars and pop culture celebrities, one could say. And she actually felt that all people were interesting and notable in their own unique ways. But since she couldn't interview everyone, she chose to speak to specific people that she felt spoke to certain truths, innate truths and characteristics that we all have. So it was kind of like turning a magnifying glass onto certain people and trying to elicit from them certain responses in an interview, and then turning that around and broadcasting out to everybody that was going to see it so that we could relate to those people. But it wasn't with the intention of wanting to sell celebrities to us or pop culture icons to us. It was just to say that, hey, look, they may be celebrities and you may be a chef in a kitchen, but there's certain innate characteristics and truths that we all share. So it was kind of a way in trying to elevate the status of the everyday person, not by making the celebrity more relatable to them, but by allowing the everyday person to see, hey, look how relatable I am to them, not vice versa. Now this is the second time this came in, by the way, so this is really driving the point home. She was really no nonsense. And she had managed to break into an industry before her time. Again, 1951, she started working as a journalist. So she had broken into an industry before her time, and she did it because she was so singularly focused on telling stories. And to her, people told the best stories and made the best stories. And it was shown to me that she actually would have been a great politician, because she was naturally fair and would really listen to people on what they needed. But despite her potential gifts and abilities and skill as being a fair-minded politician, that was not where her heart lied. She was tenacious, and she would not stop until she got what she wanted, which was usually the truth of a matter. That's why she went into journalism. She wanted to not only, later on it turned into a pursuit in wanting to highlight the innate truths and characteristics about people, but it really started with this idea of talking to people, understanding people, getting to know people, and what is the truths of a certain matter when she was looking into people. And for her, politics didn't have that one element of truth. And this is not like a political statement or a political video by any means. It's just to say that she wasn't looking for the truth of policies, and she wasn't looking for the truth of politics. She was looking for the truth of humanity on a bigger, broader scale. That is what made her so tenacious, and that is why she did not stop until she got what she wanted, which was the underlying truths in any story that she was writing about. And because of this, she impressed absolutely everybody. Obviously her bosses, her co-workers, most importantly though, also her interview subjects, and she impressed them all with her incredible work ethic. So this is not somebody that wanted to gloss over the details and just talk about the big picture. She was equally invested in learning the minutia and the details about a person, because that then would lend itself to building out a more comprehensive story that she was writing. And in case you were wondering, despite her fortune of $170 million at the time of her crossing over, Barbara Walters was not in the club. Because I'm going to remind you again that she became a reporter starting in 1951, and she later went on to become a broadcast journalist. But this is long before the club had infiltrated everything. Later on, She did come to know about it. However, she was already grandfathered in, and she already was such a notable commentator and figure that she was given an incredibly wide berth and was not held back from wanting to interview people or talk to people, because again, she was grandfathered in, and it was just kind of like, imagine water, a stream of water. It's going around the rocks. It's a gentle stream that goes around it. It's not like this heavy flow of water that submerges all of the rocks that it comes in contact with. It goes around it. So she was given such a wide berth that everybody knew who she was. So she just could kind of like navigate and go around people. And she didn't really like butt too many heads with any of them, even those that were in the club. Now, in addition to that, she was given an incredible amount of respect, even by those that were in the club, and even those that she interviewed that were in the club. And this is because, again, she had worked herself, and she had earned everything. She was never given anything. Nothing came to her on a silver platter. She was tenacious, she had an incredible work ethic, and she gained respect because of her work ethic. So even those that were in the club would look at her with respect because everything she had, she earned, and it wasn't given to her because she had signed on some dotted line. So to those that did, as in those that were in the club and those that one could say maybe took the easier route, I want the success, I want the accolades, just give me the contract and let me sign it. Let's fast track this along. Even those that did do that respected her. And it was not grudgingly either. It wasn't like they begrudgingly respected her. No, there was real and genuine respect by those in the industry. And one that I kept being shown was Will Smith. I actually even feel like Will Smith was a huge champion of Barbara Walters. So she was not begrudgingly given respect, because here's the thing. She was not any great beauty. This is not taking a cheap shot at her looks. It's just saying she was not, for an example, like a supermodel that had segued into broadcast journalism. No. She was not a floozy. She did not sleep around. She did not drink, and she did not do drugs. And she still managed to make it in an industry that was primarily male-dominated. So yeah, she got hella respect. Now, everything that I just shared with you up until this point was acquired by looking into the energy around her. Because initially, Barbara's energy did not want to come into me, but she did give me access to look in and around her life and the energy of her contributions to journalism and broadcasting and what her career was like. This was all acquired just by looking into the energy around her. Because again, she refused to come into me at first. But I think once she had seen that I was reporting accurately on the energy around her, and I was not taking liberties with what was shown to me, she did agree to come into me at this point. So it was at the time that she had made her energetic presence known to me, and it allowed me to make contact, and she had indicated I could ask her questions. The first question I had asked her was how she felt about her life and her legacy. And she smirked at me. They tend to do that, by the way. But she told me she did a good job and she had a good life, a la kind of exactly what her last words were when she had crossed over and what's on her gravestone. So she's like really committed to this concept of her really having a good life. So again, she had told me she did a good job and she had a good life, but she has no attachment to her career, nor to the earth plane, or to the life she had when she was Barbara Walters. And then she shared with me something interesting. She said she wants us to know that contrary to what we have been told, or what the bigger picture messaging through broadcasting and the fact that celebrity culture is kind of put on a pedestal, and even she would say the fact that she had been interviewing celebrities for the Barbara Walters specials, which again was her more wanting to drive the point home that we can relate to them, not that they could necessarily relate to us. But contrary to what we have been told or what messages have been reinforced through pop culture, we are all amazing. And that is conditional on nothing. We just are. And that we are all inherently worthy. And our amazingness was what she also was always trying to get to the bottom of when she interviewed people. But it was without consciously knowing that that was what she was trying to do. It was like she had this idea of what she was trying to, the stories and the messages that she was trying to convey. It wasn't a conscious thought, and the underlying motivation in it was something that was just out of her reach. She couldn't quite grasp what it was, but she knew what she was trying to do without consciously understanding what she was trying to do. And it is only now, with her being on the other side, that she sees so clearly that's in fact what it was. And she loves being on the other side, because it's all this amazing energy and this love and recognition of the inherent divinity in all the souls that are there, and that on the other side, no one cares who you used to be or what you used to do, because it's just acceptance and love and God. And if she would ever come back again, that's the story she would want to tell us. How amazing God is. But she could never, in her wildest dreams, choosing to leave God and all that acceptance on the other side to ever come back again. So that concludes the mini energy read into Barbara Walters. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And as always, and until next time, this is your reminder to stay in the high vibration.